Sorry, did you want something?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, yes.
Yeah,
sorry. No, I don't want to do that product. What, how much now? £7, yeah. Right, I'll just... Okay, let me tell you something. Yeah, my name is Adrian Hoare. Okay, Robert Kett was born and bred in Wymondham. He'd lived a very successful life here. By 1549, the year of the rebellion, he was very prosperous. He was a landowner with some 50 acres. He was an active member of the church. He was a tanner. So he was really a very comfortable figure in Wymondham society. He was 57 years old. And yet in that year there was a big social upheaval caused by the enclosure of common land. And Robert Kett seems to be one of these men of conscience, although he had enclosed a little bit of common land himself following the dissolution of the monasteries. The fact remains he realised that with the peasantry protesting against the loss of common rights, he should do something about it. And so he joined them in their protest and offered to lead them, which is a remarkable transformation of a man. And he offered to lead them, and they went on a march to Norwich, a big protest march. They ended up on Mousehold Heath overlooking Norwich, where they had a camp for 6 weeks. They petitioned the king, but it was rejected, you know, for a series of social reforms which would benefit the lower orders of society. And in the end, after defeating one army, he was overwhelmed by a big royal army in the August of 1549. He was not a soldier. He did not want to overthrow the government. He was trying to remove injustice in Norfolk, particularly corruption amongst the gentry and the landowners who were abusing their positions in the county with regard to common land. The government didn't see it that way, obviously, and in the end, though he tried to avoid a bloodbath, that happened, and 3,000 men were killed, at least that, and several of them were hung up on, others were hung on Mousehold. Kett was brought back with his brother William. They were taken to London, put in the Tower of London, put on trial for treason, found guilty, and they were brought back to Norfolk. Robert was executed from the battlements of Norwich Castle, overlooking the marketplace, and his skeleton was hanging there for a long time afterwards to remind people what happens if you step out of line in Tudor times. And his brother William actually was brought to Wymondham and hung from the the great West Tower of Wymondham Abbey, which must have really intimidated the populace, and an appalling thing to do, to use a church, really. In 1999 we had a big celebration of Kett's rebellion, the 450th anniversary, all sorts of events in the town, and we put a plaque on Beckett's Chapel, with which he had close associations because he was a member of the guilds, and that plaque is there for you to look at. Maybe you should film that, perhaps. But that's the story of Robert Kett, a man who stood up for something he believed was right, put his life on the line, and it ended very sadly. But the issue of enclosure remained an issue, and it was extremely unjust, and other people took up the cause in later days. Well, we have got no images of him, really. Well, there are artistic images. There are two in there. We've got an exhibition in there with some artistic images of him, which you could have a look at if you want. Did you want to film that or something?
No, just wondering if you could just...
Well, he was all the images show him rather plump. You know, a plump, fairly elderly by the standards of the day. He's 57. Farmer living in Wymondham, who had really kept a very quiet life, really. Am I still on film?
Just still probably.
Oh. Sorry, I'm having a bit of trouble there with the till.
Oh, you broke the machine as well.
Ah, what's going wrong? understand why that's not functioning. Just hang on a second.
No, it's in Norwich. This is... No, it's not.
Does anyone understand tills? I've never had trouble with this before. It's because it's all happening at once. £7. Right. Press shop. Anyway, I'm going to have to write this down and give you a receipt by getting into the till. So I've got to give you 3, haven't I? Yeah. That's 3. Would you like a bag?
No,
You
that's
sure?
fine.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Thank you
Thanks
very
very
much.
much.
I'll have to write a note in this till now. Okay. Right.